There's something strange about endings. Not sad exactly, not even joyful. More like standing in a place that has been full of life for so long and suddenly hearing echoes from the past. That's how these last few weeks have felt for me. I have found myself walking around this campus a little more slowly lately, looking a little longer at things I used to pass by without noticing. The cross tower circle early in the morning, the chapel and the sun glancing off its stained glass windows, students laughing in the commons, teachers standing outside classroom doors greeting students. And somewhere in all of it, I keep thinking, how did 26 years go by this quickly? And how did this place ever come to be at all? Many of you may not know this, but Juan Diego and the Skaggs Catholic Center campus were never supposed to be here. Back in the early 1990s, I organized a small committee to begin dreaming about building a Catholic school in the southern Salt Lake Valley. At the time, it felt almost impossible, and for a long time, our efforts were not supported by the diocese. Then came our attempt to purchase the old Jordan High School on State Street and 90th South. We were certain that this would become the future home of Catholic education in the South Valley. But the deal fell apart. Someone else had more money, and it was heartbreaking. But sometimes God does his best work through closed doors. The very next day, Mr. Sam Skaggs stepped forward and offered something different. Not an abandoned building, but the possibility of something new. A campus, a place of learning, a community, a place where faith and human formation could live together. And looking back now, I think that moment shaped the soul of this school long before the first building was ever finished. Because our schools were born out of both disappointment and hope, which is true for almost all good things in life. When the architects designed this campus, Monsignor Fitzgerald and I asked them to organize everything around three ideals of Catholic education: faith, community, and a liberal arts education. Everything was meant to circle the cross tower: the chapel, the three schools, the grotto, the auditorium, the parish church, the great hall, the expansive libraries, all intentionally arranged around the cross. Because Catholic education was never meant to position Christ at the edge of life. Christ is always at the center of it. And for 26 years, I have watched the lives of our community of family and friends unfold around that center. Not perfectly, but beautifully. And somewhere underneath all of those years was my wife, Beth, walking beside me quietly through all of it, through the uncertainty of the beginning, through long nights and difficult seasons, through moments of joy and exhaustion, through the thousands of unseen moments that quietly shaped our lives. Whatever good was done here over these many years, Beth carried it too. Patiently, faithfully, lovingly. I think people sometimes misunderstand what Catholic schools are really trying to do. They think we exist simply to create successful students. And yes, we care about their excellence. We want our students to lead meaningful lives. But beneath all of that, there is a deeper hope that somewhere during our students' years here, they would realize that their worth is not determined by grades, trophies, or college acceptances. They realize that they are more than their accomplishments, more than anxiety, more than comparison, more than the pressure to constantly prove themselves. That beneath all the noise, they would hear the voice of God, the voice that says, "You are already loved, you already belong, you are already mine." And that is the real work of Catholic education, not merely informing you, but awakening you, helping the Christ within you take root, not just beliefs about Christ, but compassion, mercy, forgiveness, courage, tenderness, and a deeper self, the part of you that knows you are sacred, the part that believes love matters more than accomplishment. And many, many years from now, you will honestly not remember most of the things our school worries about so much. You won't remember your assignments, class schedule, or test scores, but you will remember how people made you feel. You will remember the teachers who stayed after school because they cared. You'll remember Kairos talks, the emotion of athletic events, and the performing arts. laughing too hard in the commons, and the togetherness found in long bus rides home. You'll remember friendships formed in hallways and locker rooms and theater rehearsals and the chapel. Because in the end, what endures is not your college application. It is love, it is belonging, it is the quiet realization that your life matters. And now you leave this place at a complicated moment in history. The world will tempt you toward material things, toward cynicism, toward outrage, toward reducing people to labels and categories. Please resist that. Be Juan Diego graduates who recognize the sacred in others. Be people who understand that strength and softness are never opposites. Be people who know how to forgive. And wherever life takes you, remember this. Christ is not somewhere far away. He is here, in the beauty, in the friendship, in the suffering, in the wonder, in the Eucharist, in the quiet moments when you stop pretending, in the realization of who you are and what you are called to be. And beneath all the noise, Christ still whispers, "You are mine, you are mine, you are mine." As for me, I leave this role now with deep gratitude. Gratitude for having spent 26 years beneath that 99-foot cross tower rising into the Utah sky. Gratitude for having witnessed grace unfold slowly through ordinary people trying, in their own imperfect way, to keep the flame alive. Teachers, parents, priests, coaches, students. And now it becomes your turn to carry it forward. Carry it gently. Carry it bravely. Carry it into a world that desperately needs light. And if years from now you happen to find yourself back here again, standing quietly beneath the cross tower, hearing the echoes of this place in your memory, I hope you remember that what mattered most here was never perfection. It was presence, it was love, it was the discovery that Christ has been walking beside you the whole time. Congratulations, class of 2026, and thank you for letting me walk beside you.